Hello, everybody, and welcome to February of 2024. We are back again with another interview. This week, we were able to steal some time away from Annie Lederman. She's a stand-up comedian. You may know her from her podcast Annie Wood and her joint podcast Trash Tuesdays with Esther and Kalila. We were able to steal some time away from her ahead of her visit to Vancouver. She'll be here February 21st and February 22nd as part of the Just for Laughs Vancouver Comedy Festival. She'll be at the Biltmore Cabaret, so you should check her out and you should buy some tickets. Very thankful she was able to share some of her time with us. And without further ado, here's our conversation with Annie Lederman.
Oh, sweet. All righty. Miss Annie Lederman, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I want to say, James Taylor, I love your music. I'm sure you
Yeah.
hear that a lot.
Oh, all the time.
Did you have to listen to James Taylor all the time as a kid?
No, not at all. No.
They didn't sing Sweet Baby James to you?
No. I go
Your
by
parents
Jamie.
failed you.
I go
Yeah,
by
but we
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
We know why.
It's under the surface. Nobody, yeah, it's all hidden there. Yeah. That's awesome. So your day's going good. That's awesome to hear.
My day's going good. I'm just sitting. This is my podcast studio. I have it up in like a loft in my house, so
Yeah.
chilling.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we'll dive right into things.
Sure.
Starting with podcasts, crazy world of podcasts. You're out there sharing yourself all the time. Do you ever feel like fans and strangers like know too much about you? Like when you meet them and they're like, you know, say something
Oh,
about
yeah.
like just the stuff you're putting out there. You're putting out all this information. You meet fans and they know stuff about your family and your history and your life and everything about you.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. It's full parasocial relationships. And it's funny because um they'll come up at the meet and greet and they'll almost like take the opportunity in the meet and greet to even it out. Like I'm like, I want to make a shirt that has like a teddy bear on it, and then I'll sign where they were touched by their uncle. They always tell me like everything that happened to them. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a trauma bonding meet and greet. They're
That's
fun though. I like the meet and greets.
That's awesome. Actually, yeah, like later I was going to talk, but the last time you were here, you played at the Rick Bronson's House of Comedy out
Uh-huh.
it was in New West. And yeah, I met you at the meet and greet. And I was going to ask if there's ever been anything weird that you've
Did I sign your nards?
no, it was I heard because I listened to you on different podcasts, Trash Tuesday and
Yeah.
everything. And I seem to remember you mentioning that somebody like asked you to sign their balls or something like they
Oh, well, I put it out there because I like to sign people if people have a an abnormality, anything that's like a little different.
yeah.
I like to sign it, like I sign people's web toes, I sign people's third nipples, I sign people's insulin pumps. I signed a blind lady's cane once. She doesn't know, and then but I always say that I think balls are God's mistake. So people will batwing them and I'll put my full name on them. And yeah, I think I might retire that bit soon because people start getting in, like I do it to dominate them. Like I
Yeah.
think it's funny. I'm like, I can't believe people will give me their sack to sign.
Yeah.
And then it sometimes they enjoy it and I go, no, you're not dominating me. I'm dominating you. You're my bitch.
That's fun. Yeah, I couldn't imagine just somebody pulling out their fucking balls and bat winging them. And
Well, when I was in Toronto, there was the guy that was the security guard at I can't remember which club I was at, but he was obviously like a religious guy. And he was getting so mad because people were just like whipping their sacks out and girls are pulling their tits out. And it was like, I honestly wanted to go to him like, 'cause some of the tits like weren't good tits. I wanted to be like, if they were better tits, like, would you really be yelling at me? Or are you like judging the shape? Because
yeah,
I get a lot of like, I'll get like people that are like, look at my boobs now, I had kids or whatever. Actually, one girl showed me the best thing. She goes, have you ever signed, this was in North Carolina. She goes, have you ever signed a pair of tits that looks like a ball sack? And she had lost like 300 pounds or something. And she showed me like her saggy boobs and they looked like a sack. It was so funny. But I
that's
do like signing people's things. I mean,
yeah.
there was one woman that came that had only like one, like she had like an empty eye socket, and I was like, I can't do that one. That just felt too.
What would you sign? Like in the like glass ball or whatever?
It was like really like a open. She didn't offer it to me. So sometimes like I'll
Yeah.
see something and I'll be like, are you offering this to me or are we? Because the whole point I'm doing that is because I don't know. I just think I like everyone just feeling open and like they can share their shit, you know. And
Yeah.
I hate when it's like, I hate like, I worked with kids with special needs when I was a older teenager and a younger 20 something.
Yeah.
And I just always like, people just ignore them, and there's like, people are trying to not mention it. So I just do it to kind of be like, let's like celebrate it. But there's times where I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe you do want to still be private about
Yeah.
your lobster claw or whatever. I love a
Yeah.
lobster claw. Oh my God, they're my
Oh.
favorite. There's this couple in Vegas,
Yeah.
and the woman goes, she brings her like husband to me. She goes, we have a surprise for you. And she like pulled out his lobster claw, and I was like, thank you so much. And I like signed it. So cute.
That's awesome. All the body
Yeah.
positivity. That's what
Yeah. But
it's
I do
all.
like, I mean, it's like, what are we gonna do? Like be
Yeah.
ashamed of ourselves? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we like to like say everybody needs to be the same, but then we're like, yeah, don't talk about that. Like, you
Well,
know,
that I think is the worst part. And it's,
yeah.
you know, a lot of the stuff where it's like the whole idea of punching down, I think is really, that's kind of like the take I think I'm gonna take on my special.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like crafting my special right now, because it's like the whole idea of punching down is like, it's actually so exclusive. It's
Yeah.
like you can't make fun of this group of people, but it's like, no, you make fun of them like lovingly. You make
Yeah.
fun of them to like show that we're all the same, but it's like this protecting the people that you think are less than, that I think is,
Yeah. It shows who you think, like it puts people in
yeah,
order. It's like
exactly.
somebody's protecting these people. Really, they're saying, hey, we think they're less than us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
So wait, the club, the Rick Bronson club I went to, was that the one that's like the little theater?
Yeah. Yeah. It's that was another
It's
question I was going to ask you
yeah.
about. You're booked to they go, hey, Annie, you're booked to play Vancouver. And you're like, oh, it's awesome. And you go up and you get on a plane, you fly to Vancouver, and you find out you're 45 minutes out of town in New West at a tiny theater in the middle of nowhere.
But you know what? New West, if it's the one I'm thinking about, there's like that lake there.
Maybe it's right by the water. It is right by the,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So they have like a really cute condo that like looks out on the water.
yeah,
And I had a really good walk along the water, and it was so beautiful. So I kind of like, it's because when I go on the road, I was bringing, my fiance used to come with me before. He's an editor. So when he doesn't have a job, sometimes I like trick him into coming with me,
yeah,
even though he hates traveling, and it kind of sucks for all of us because then we're all tired. We all come
yeah,
home and are exhausted. I come home and I'm the queen. They take care of their queen.
yeah,
But but I was taking him and my dog with me and stuff. And in my head, I was like, we're gonna turn like the daytime into these vacations, and we were doing vlogs and stuff. But really, I'm tired, and I want to
yeah,
focus my energy and harness it for the shows and give everyone the best show I can. So I'm more looking for a tranquil walk,
yeah.
or like when I was in North Carolina, they had me in one of these gigs I did, I can't remember which one. They had me in this like kind of nasty like Ramada Inn. It was like not a good hotel. It was in like a strip mall and everything. And I was like, I'm just gonna go on an intuitive walk. I'm just gonna walk around. I know there's something here, you know? And I started walking, and I found this incredible biking path. Like it was I didn't realize it was a not dirt bike. Yeah, no, not dirt bike, mountain biking path.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I thought it
yeah,
was just like a walking path, you know?
yeah,
But I was like, it was so beautiful. I couldn't believe it. And I was listening to this walking meditation by this guy, Joe Dispenza, and I was walking and listening to it, and it makes you like stop. They go, all right, stop, close your eyes. So I'm basically like, look like I'm being like raptured. I'm like, I think I'm completely alone in the woods.
yeah.
And I'm like this, you know, eyes closed. And then someone like taps me on the shoulder, and there's just a line of bicycles behind me. It's like a whole family. I'm like, oh my God, they must have thought I was insane.
Yeah.
Look like such a crazy lady in the woods.
Yeah, you're taking the space, all the privilege you can in the middle of nowhere, just
Yeah.
blocking all these people. It's awesome.
But I think with like the amount of travel I do and the amount of podcasts and stuff, and it's just I'm always talking, it's like really good on the road when I can find something that's like peaceful.
Yeah, that's what Vancouver is all about. And like people come here and they're always like, it's the rainy city or whatever, but we're just surrounded by like being by yourself, going in the mountains, all that stuff. It's very
Yeah.
relaxed here.
Yeah,
But
it's nice.
yeah, talking about podcasts, I mean, you have your own Annie Wood and you're on Trash Tuesday, obviously,
Hmm.
and you're on a million others all the time, talking all the time. Um, it feels like from the outside that a lot of the podcasts are very cliquey. Like there's a lot of groups that only participate in these groups. It's very like high school drama. Is that something that viewers are inferring, or is that a real thing that,
I don't think that's real.
okay,
I don't think that's real. I don't think so. I mean, comedy, I guess, could be cliquey. I don't know. I feel like I'm friends with everyone. Like, I really do feel, I mean, like, obviously, like, the really big ones, you have to be like invited on and stuff, but I've done all of them. I don't know. I just never, I think if I thought they were clicky, they'd be clicky. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
that
mean?
makes sense. Yeah, I just wonder if they edit it that way, like in the videos, they're posting clips trying to make it seem
Oh,
dramatic.
like the other,
They,
oh, I love those. Those are so funny.
yeah, like when they're just like,
Oh
hey,
no,
we,
it's crazy. Sometimes people put things together that are so wild. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's hilarious. I
yeah.
don't, I've stopped. I used to watch them all the time and think they were funny. And then I was like, I have to focus on my special. What am I doing? Like, why am I
How,
watching gossip channels?
how close do you think you are to like do you have a trajectory for your special, or are you just waiting till it feels done?
Well, I have the person who's the DP.
Mhm.
I have the director, and I know I want to do it in Los Angeles. So that feels really good to have those down.
That's
And it's
awesome.
more just about, because it's my first special, so I want to make sure I really polish it. The last
Yeah,
time I did ayahuasca, I do
yeah,
ayahuasca all the time.
yeah,
But if you know, you know.
yeah, yeah,
But the last time I did ayahuasca, the message I got was if you, because I do think like sometimes I think I'm lucky that I can phone it in. My dad's really funny and he just gave me this like ability to just be very quick and I know I can show up and do a good job places, but I think sometimes I like lean on that and I want my special to be really like honed and polished. And so the message I got in ayahuasca is like if you just kind of use the gifts that you were given, and it's just I have the same comedy cadence as my dad, and his
yeah,
mom was like this. So I just know it's like a passed on thing. And then I'm good at drawing. My mom gave me that. So it's like I can see like the gifts my parents gave me and stuff. But
yeah,
so basically the message was if you just like coast on the gifts you were given, that's not really something you can be proud of because it's just something you were given. It's not like you didn't really earn it. So
yeah,
it's not something, it's fine, but it's but it's like when you really like hone stuff and you really work on it, that's what you can be proud of, like the discipline around it and stuff. And I've been just so ADD and messy and stuff. So I'm trying to kind of pull the slop in a little bit and
oh,
really because I was gonna do this special like months ago, and then I was like, I'm not what am I just gonna shoot like me up? I mean I could, it would still be good, but it's just like, I want to
you
do
want to
I
be
want
as
to
proud of it as you can. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
totally.
awesome. That's like congratulations that you're getting to put out your own special and get to
Yeah,
that place. That's
thanks.
awesome. Um, yeah, that's pretty cool. I think, yeah, the writing process, I mean, I've seen you, I've only seen you once live, but followed you for a while, and your writing is really awesome. But yeah, again, you're super quick. Your crowd work is awesome.
Thanks.
When I saw you live, it was like, yeah, your ability to just be to adapt to what's happening around you was pretty amazing to see.
I
So
said the funniest, my favorite Canadian joke I ever said was on that. I riffed it on on that weekend, and the guy like that was filming it. I feel bad for him because he like messed up the footage,
yeah,
and I was like, you have to find this footage,
yeah,
or maybe he didn't mess it up, but I didn't get it. Like he like deleted it thinking I got it. It might have been my fault. I don't want to blame him,
yeah.
but I was like, please, because I said something about and it was just so in the moment. It was about what's his name, your prime minister,
Oh,
about
Trudeau.
how, yeah, I was like, I don't think he did black. It was like, it was making fun of his blackface, but it was that he fell asleep into his poutine. And it was just like the way I said it was like, it was just so like lined up. I was like, ah,
Oh,
and I was like, oh, I wanted to clip that so bad.
I do remember you talking about Trudeau's blackface, but I don't specifically remember that. But maybe I mean, you
I
played
think I
like,
remember which joke you're talking about.
but it was a great set. It was nice. And then yeah, I met you afterwards, and it's really cool that you meet your fans. I know that's very common, it seems, with comedy shows. People meet their fans, and it's part of your process or
Yeah.
part of the social media thing and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the fact that you like all this body positivity where like even not just people, it's like just you seem very positive with everybody, which was awesome. Sometimes even stand-up comedians are out there and they're kind of like it's still kind of awkward and you're very personable,
Yeah.
which is really nice. But
No, I like meeting everyone. I
yeah.
might have to shift into like charging for the meet and greets a little bit now just because I'm like, I get really burnt out. It's just hard
Oh,
to
I
do.
bet. It's a social.
It's because it's like basically doing another show
Well, it's social.
because
It's
it's like
and
an hour.
all,
Yeah.
you're giving a piece of each yourself to each of those people. Like
Yeah.
you're meeting 75 people after a show is going to pull it right out of you.
Yeah, and it's fun. I love doing it. It's just I just have to figure out a way to make it like more like streamlined and stuff. But it is really fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just really like people. It's like I just like talking to people. I'm friends with Jonna at Rite Aid, you
yeah,
know. I'm
yeah.
friends with everyone.
That's
Like I
awesome.
like everyone. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, I have one last question for you. Who wins in a fight? Kalila versus you versus Esther?
Well, Esther loses.
Yeah, instantly. As
She's
I was
two
saying,
feet
I'm like,
tall. It's
just take her
really
out of there.
unfair.
I didn't know she was
It's
unfair. Yeah,
it's unfair. Esther's so tiny.
yeah,
I feel like her baby, she's pregnant right now. I feel like her baby will be very vicious in a good way. She'll be able to
yeah,
defend herself, you
yeah,
know. She'll come out swinging.
yeah,
Um, I think it's between me and Kalila. We both have big shoulders. She's a good swimmer. Like if it's underwater, Kalila wins.
yeah.
If it's on air, it really, yeah. It depends what is there like a prize at the end. Like the really, I think it's goal oriented, but I'm
Yeah.
also Quaker. So I like whenever I've almost been in a fight, like
It's like,
I
nah.
know I have the ability to like curb stomp someone, but it's
Yeah,
like in the end, I can usually check myself. I had like a crazy thing happen. It was so funny the other day because if someone, I do have a temper, but I've really worked on it. But it's like, so usually my temper doesn't come out first, but if someone brings their temper to me, I'm like,
yeah,
wrong bitch, you know?
yeah,
But we had, do you guys have AAA in Canada?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have AAA, and my fiance's car wasn't starting, and so we had to get a tow. And this one guy, this AAA guy, the minute he calls, he's like yelling at me already, and I'm like, he doesn't know what he's about to get into, right? I'm like, okay. I'm like, sir, can you like keep it regular? I don't know why you're screaming at me. So we go out and he's obviously at the wrong address because he's not in front of our house. So I'm like, what address are you at? And he's like, let me talk. And he's like screaming at me. I'm like, and I see him and I'm trying to wave to him and he's like screaming at me. You need to be quiet. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's about to like not survive today.
Yeah.
So then he pulls up and he's screaming at me out the window. And this is like so unprovoked. I'm like, he obviously like came from something else happening. And Todd's out there with me and he's like, you need to shut your woman up or whatever. And Todd goes, I'm sorry, do you think I'm gonna like let you scream at my fiance and make her upset? He's like, and both of us are like, just go, dude. Like, we don't want to work with you. Like, we don't want you like putting our property onto your truck. Like,
Yeah.
it's all good. Like, it was just like, please move on. But we're like in this kind of like yelling match. And finally the guy like storms off and like blows all these stop signs. Hopefully he didn't run anyone over. And he leaves and we call the company. And the next day they send us someone else. And usually when something like that happens, I like cling to it and I call everyone I know. I'm like, this
Yeah.
motherfucker did this or that. But I kind of was just like, I've been really like working on just good vibes and really trusting that things are happening for a reason. So the next day I'm like, do my makeup, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to find out why that happened. I know there was like a reason that happened. And so then Todd, the new AAA guy comes. Todd comes back in 5 minutes later and goes, he fixed my car. So the new guy it was just something was dirty in his car. And that other guy would have like towed it to a place, would have to pay. Like it just like saved us $1,000 and all this time. And it was like, I just knew there was something. So it was just like,
It all fell together.
right. So if Kalila and I were in a fight,
Yeah.
whoever beat the shit out of the other one, it would be for a very good reason. Like maybe we'd knock each other's teeth out and then get like cool veneers or something.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know.
It's just for the insurance money. Just
Yeah,
that
there'd be
might,
something, there'd be a
yeah,
payout.
yeah,
We should do it like Logan Paul style though.
yeah.
We should be like, it's a pay-per-view.
Oh, people would definitely check into that.
I mean, I did jujitsu and stuff, but I think she did too. I think Kalila and I are pretty equally trained.
Yeah. That would be,
It
it'd
would
be,
actually be fun.
yeah, it's a good thought experiment to
I'm
see.
getting excited.
That's awesome.
Esther would be nowhere near it. Esther would be so scared because
Would she
Esther,
even
like,
watch?
yeah.
She was like,
I
she's,
should be like, guys, should be ringing the bell.
yeah, yeah.
Guys.
That's enough. You guys are my best friends. So you're here February 22nd at the Biltmore Cabaret for Just for Laughs,
Yeah, I
Vancouver.
think I'm doing I think I'm doing a show the next night too.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The
But I don't
22nd,
know. Yeah, I
22nd,
don't know if it's the
23rd.
same place. I
Uh,
should have that, but I honestly lost my computer. This is a real ADD is. I have no clue where my computer is.
I'm ADHD, so I totally get it. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. It's out of my fucking mind.
Now, let me ask you this about your ADD. Did your parents yell a lot when you were a kid? Was there chaos
Uh,
in the house?
Probably a lot of bit of yelling. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Gabar Mate says that he thinks that ADD is really just when you're a kid, you learn to disassociate because
That makes
crazy
sense.
shit's happening.
That makes sense. He's coming here. I was actually going to check him out. He's got a speaker event coming to Vancouver He's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
never got to like a regular. I'm like, where are the punchlines? But I love Andrew Huberman. He was like, he's doing like
Yeah.
live stuff too now. He came to one of my Annie and friends recently. That was
Oh,
so
really?
fun.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was cool.
The scene out there has got to be pretty crazy for just constant like shows and like with the Comedy
Yeah,
Store and all that stuff.
and also like even with Rogan leaving and like so many people moving to like random places. Like I have friends that live in Nashville. Nate Bargatze lives in Tennessee. It's like
Yeah.
even with it like fracturing like that, it's still pretty wild
Yeah. It
in
seems
LA. It's
it
still
seems
pretty
crazy.
wild.
Like I know
Yeah.
people will come in and just fly in and go like spend a week going to the Comedy Store because like every night you're seeing like
Yeah, it's so
insane
fun.
lineups. Oh,
I
it's
know I feel bad. I was sick last week, so I kept canceling shows. People were like, "We came in." I'm like, "Sorry."
that's
I
all.
got fucking coughing. I can't keep coughing.
Yeah, that's it's
But yeah, I'm
crazy.
excited to come to Canada.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I just did an episode of Annie Wood with Jim Norton and his wife Nikki,
Yeah.
and we were talking shit on Montreal, but it was just like a fun talk shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I hope I land that
Yeah. Yeah.
fun. I was just
Yeah.
making fun of how they're always mad at us.
Yeah. They're always mad at everybody that side
They're
of the.
always so mad
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
us. I'm like, why are you so mad at us?
They're
Stop
mad
speaking
at
French at
everybody.
me.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh
As a
my God, the
Canadian, we feel
Montreal.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
these Montreal people are gonna be coming for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. But yeah, we're just totally excited to see you up here, and I'm
Yay,
excited to
can't
come check
wait.
out your show. And I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Cool. Thank you. I'll see you
Awesome.
there.
Thanks so much.
All right, later, brother.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. I want to take a moment and thank Annie Lederman for her time. I really appreciate her giving us a moment to just talk. She was very genuine and very warm, and I appreciate it. Annie Lederman is a fantastic writer. I was lucky enough to see her a couple years ago at the New Westminster House of Comedy, and she's really good live. So I would encourage you to get out there and buy tickets to her show. Again, she will be here in Vancouver February 21st and February 22nd as part of the Just for Laughs Vancouver. And Just for Laughs Vancouver kicks off this Friday, February 16th. So get out there, buy your tickets, and go laugh in your town. I'm not sure why I had such a hard time saying Esther. I couldn't say the name Esther in that interview. I, I just couldn't get Esther out of my mouth. No, that's not what I meant. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Live, love, rock and roll.